race number 9, Class 3, over the 1,200 metres. Beauty Crescent, a newcomer, raced under the same name in Europe. Brilliant Ways having his first start since February, and the pacifiers come off. Invincible Sage, unlucky at his debut down the straight. Better Draw for Capital Delight. Excellent Fighter wears blinkers for the first time. Lucky Encounter, an extra £7 for that win at his first look in this grade. Pulsar Strider on the class drop last time was victorious, and Nishikado a gear change. The pacifiers are off and the blinkers go on. Now, the speed map here, Nick, as you touched on in the earlier part of the show, there's some really promising horses running at this meeting, and a number of them appear in this race.
They do. One such is Lucky Encounter, who went forward last time. I'm not sure he really wanted to be honest, but he did a good job from the front, and he was able to find plenty off the front end. So look, he's definite pace, but he is drawn 10. As for the others, well, Pulsar Strider, who is going up in grade, he showed plenty of dash last time to beat Dublin Star. This would demand a bit more, but he has got that early boot. Excellent Fighter. Now he's caught wide. He's another one who can roll forward, but he has got to overcome that wide draw. Beauty Crescent, Paul, an interesting runner. He's drawn 7. First start here in Hong Kong.
Yeah, he's shown a bit of speed in his trials as well, has Beauty Crescent. Now, the key for this race is Lucky Encounter's drawn 10 and Excellent Fighter's drawn 11. It's who can get to that position first between those two horses, because they've both got speed, but I'm sure both jockeys will be aiming for that outside Pulsar Strider.
We're going to focus a little more on Lucky Encounter now. Nick was out at track work this morning and spoke to the rider of Lucky Encounter, Sha Tin.
Karis, Lucky Encounter is one of a number of rides here that certainly looks to have winning claims on the weekend. He's a horse who's won his last couple of starts, continues on an upward trajectory.
Yes, Nick, he's an improving horse. He's doing everything right. Of course, last time he had to do it the hard way, but he fought on nicely to have a nice win.
Visually, as an onlooker, that was an impressive win, given, as you say, he did have to do it the hard way from the front, and he's managed to stave them all off. How impressed were you?
Yeah, I was very impressed because just before the start, the one horse came out and he looked like he was going to be the leader. Then, knowing that there was not going to be much, I had to just let him do his own thing, and I was a bit worried turning into the home straight because he did not travel into it. So, but when the second horse came next to him, he really fights him off nicely.
Second horse has run second since, hasn't he? So the form's holding up. How difficult does 10 make it for you from where you're drawn?
Yeah, that's the only question mark with the 10. But you know, he's got some nice speed at the gate. So if he can show his speed and he gets himself into a fighting position, then I think he should run well again.
I know David Hayes has got quite an opinion of this horse. I imagine you're very much of the same thinking, are you?
Yeah, because you know the horse he's shown us a lot and he's improving all the time. So you know, he's showing some good sign from day one. So even after every race, he's improving. So that's a good sign.
Tough fighting win for him last time, as we saw there in that replay, Nick. And you touched on in the interview, Reward Smile has run second on Wednesday night since that race.
Yeah, look, form's holding up okay. Look, he's a very nice horse. I mean, he really did kick well, didn't he, off the front last time, and he does look very progressive, so one to stay on the right side of.
Yeah, 3 starts, 2 wins and a placing. So, look, he's going really well at the moment. He stepped up from 1,000 to 1,200 with no worries whatsoever. Again, as Kara said, it's just 10. You know, he's just got to try and get outside that leader, I think.
All right, that is our first focus for race number 9, Lucky Encounter. Our next one, Paul, is some trial form around the newcomer Beauty Crescent. He's had the 3 trials since he's been here.
Yeah, look, he's got pace as well. You can see he leads this trial. I don't think he'll lead the race, but he could make it hard for some of those horses drawn wide. He's had the 3 trials to get him ready. He's 1,050 pounds, so not the biggest horse around, and he does have to carry 135.
Yeah, both wins on good ground for GA Lions. Won the Blenheim Stakes, a listed race over 1,200, so he's got a touch of class, this fellow, son of acclamation. We know that they go quite well here. And look, at this trial, he was just pushed out to the line, but he starts over the right trip, and he's certainly of interest.
That is Victor the winner that beat him in that trial too. Now we're going to focus here, Nick, on Invincible Sage. There's a bit to look at. That is him in barrier number 10. So this is the start, and then he's held up badly in the latter part of the straight too. Yeah, colleague Tom Wood won't like to watch this back, I'm sure. But look, he fancied him this day, and he was in the process of running a really good race when the door got shut in his face at the 250. And look, you have to be impressed with the way he sprinted up thereafter, Paul. But it was literally game over round about this point, and Hugh Bowman had to take evasive action.
He did, didn't he? So stepping up now to 1,200 looks ideal for him. Once he got into the clear, though, he finished off really strongly and just missed out on third. So, look, it was a really good run from him.
A number of horses in that race too. They run earlier in the day down the straight again. He's been back to the trials too, Paul, and what did you make of this on the all-weather?
Yeah, nice trial, just a nice quiet trial for him. He sort of went forward and look, he was just held together all the way down the straight. It's I'm presuming on his outside he races earlier in the card. So look, it was a nice trial from him. Look, the horse is obviously going the right way, stepping up to 1200. He's drawn 12. That's just a little query for him. He might just get a bit further back than he would like.
Yeah, he might have to take that medicine, as they say, and ride him for a bit of luck. And just also, as an added note, all 3 of his wins in Australia were on soft ground. So it'll be interesting when he gets his toe in, perhaps.
He will indeed, and it's certainly the season for some rain around, that is for sure. We've got some, speaking of rain-affected form, Nick, excellent fighter running second. Now, the blinkers have been put on by Ricky Yu, and he trialled in them at Happy Valley.
He did, yeah. Ran 5th in that trial. I thought it was quite a nice trial, actually. And form of this race has worked out quite nicely because Bundle of Charm ran 5th. He's won since, and the runner, you'll recognise his colours a little bit further back. He's won since as well. He ran 9th, so form's okay. Another one drawn wide. It seems to be the sort of the theme of this race, Paul, that the fancied runners are all drawn wide.
Yeah, they are, and you can see him like just fail to win here. Enterprising ride by Jerry Chow against the rails beat him, but I think he's better on top of the ground.
Next up, Paul, is a Pulsar Strider, Class 4 winner last time. This is the victory. He has placed in Class 3, but he has had a few opportunities in this grade.
Yeah, again, there was rain around this day as well, so I don't know how much that helped him. Look, I'm happy to watch him here. I think he'll go the front, but he should get a bit of pressure from those horses drawn wide.
Yeah, there's a bit of speed, actually, when you sort of really, boil it all down. And I thought he did this with a little bit of authority on this occasion. Obviously, Class 4 certainly made things a little bit easier for him. He's beaten Dublin Star and co. So, look, I think the form does need to be elevated and needs to go to another level. And I'm not sure how much he's got in hand against some of these, to be fair.
We move on now, Nick, to Brilliant Way. This is Chung Fa. He's had 2 trials since we've last seen him. He wins this trial and he beats Exponential.
He does indeed. Obviously, John, does like to send his horses up to Chung Fa. So this horse had a nice break, 111 days off the scene. He's never been the greatest fresh, I hasten to add, and he has dropped 38 pounds as well. So he's clearly piled the work into him, this fellow. And Brenton Avdullah's going to take the rider. I've probably got him more as a watching brief here, Paul.
Yeah, I don't mind him actually. He's drawn nicely in barrier 6. I think he can get just in behind the pace as well. He's run second off a similar rating before as well, Brilliant Way. And look, I think he's cherry ripe for a good run with that weight drop. Now, with the weight drop down 38 pounds, he's actually at his winning weight.
OK, so there you go. 1 no, 1 yes for Brilliant Way. Track work Party Warrior, Paul. Now, we know him normally under the lights, but on a Wednesday night at Happy Valley.
Yeah, prefer him at Happy Valley than here. Drawn 9 as well. No Zach's aboard, so you probably have to take unders as well, but not for me.
Yeah, can't have him here. 0 from 5 at Sha Tin. He's never run in the first 4, so hard to get too enthused.
No party for Party Warrior. That was nice and easy. OK, he's out. Who's in?
Going to go with Brilliant Way, make him the long shot. He's drawn barrier number 6. He'll get a nice run. And I think just in behind the pace, he's going to get his opportunity. So 13 and 5.1. He's one on a wet track as well, if there is any rain around tomorrow, but I don't think it will be. Lucky Encounter is obviously the one to beat. Invincible Sage was unlucky on debut, and excellent fighter, 2-7-3-6.
Yeah, I've got Invincible Sage here. I mean, he was just too unlucky to be true, really, last time out. I think going up in triple suit, and look, plenty of pace on. If they do hold him up, then, well, I think they will have to hold him up, then he can come with a late run. So Invincible Sage on top. Lucky Encounter goes in for second. He's done nothing wrong whatsoever, this fellow. Excellent fighter. He'll appreciate better ground, I fancy, as well. And Beauty Crescent up at the top. Look, I put him in because he's clearly got a touch of class, this guy, and he's certainly starting off in the right sort of race. 3-7-6-1 for me.